So Mavs Kings was pretty ugly yesterday. We have to go back and watch it though. Deuce and Mo going over what went down in the game. Let's start with this early. Morgan. Luka cooked the Kings last night, but early, this was a nice defensive possession.
Yeah, Mavs, just basic offensive set right here. It looks like something they just didn't execute. Keegan easily comes over that DHO, moves laterally with Luka, comes back up, really utilizes his length there, and then nice box out from the Kings.
It was interesting to see Mike Brown elect to start this game with Sabonis defending PJ Washington. You had Fox on Derrick Jones Jr., and then you had Keegan Murray on Luka. And the Mavs really try to exploit Sabonis in this two-man action with Luka.
Luka doing a good job of taking that screen, Sabonis having to come over and help. So now you have PJ Washington wide open on that pick and pop, right? De'Aaron Fox not committing to come over and help. So a miscommunication between Sabonis and Fox leading to an easy three for the Mavs.
This was a good example of great communication by the Kings early on in this game where, again, they're going with the Luka PJ play at Sabonis. This time, Sabonis switches on to Luka. Keegan shows for a second. This is great defensive rotation by Sacramento.
Yeah, they talked it up. Keegan got back on Luka. And then right here, Harrison Barnes didn't have the strongest closeout. And in fact, his guy started going middle, but the Kings did a good job of recovering, contesting, and look at those box outs underneath.
I think one thing you'll notice in some of these clips is just how the length of the Dallas Mavericks messed with Sacramento, and the Kings just really kind of indecisive. I think Fox on this play had an opportunity to kick it out. It looked like he was trying to draw a foul here.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of taking a little jump stop, being patient there, but the length was just way too much for him. He's got to be able to make a quicker decision as soon as he makes the entire defense collapse.
Yeah, you mentioned the defense collapsing. Look at all the guys in the paint right there. You've got four there, and then you just see the impact that Derrick Jones's length and, of course, Daniel Gafford's length have on this play. This is tough because this is a situation where Sacramento's size is limited. Sabonis is on PJ Washington. You're in transition. Harrison comes over to help on Luka. Fox has got to come over on Gafford. It may not matter anyway. This is just too easy.
You're exactly right. I mean, you just have to see a little bit more resistance on ball from Keegan and Harrison just coming up. And if De'Aaron was over a little bit quicker, maybe he could have fronted Gafford, right? Maybe just try and jump up and have that extra defensive effort to get the ball, but just bad rotations all around.
And you're big, Sabonis. I know he's not a shot blocker, but we've seen him be able to be vertical. Well, look, he's on PJ Washington, so he's chilling in the corner right there. No size for the Sacramento Kings. Morgan, when you're defending Luka, you have to make him work. I thought Keegan Murray did everything possible on this play, but Luka made a hell of a play.
Yeah, look at him picking him up in the backcourt, just moving laterally, and Luka still does a great job of getting to his spot, patient, punk fake, get Keegan to go to create even more space. In this situation, do you want a blitz? Do you want a double? Well, you know what Luka can do. He can make a quick decision and find the open man too.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes came over to show a little bit, but then he realized, oh, Luka could have this lob to Gafford right here. Again, this is where Sacramento's size against a Dallas team that's long, big, athletic, it's tough.
You see Lively come up, set the ball screen for Luka. They switch way too easy. Why is Keegan just not even fighting through that screen? Obviously, that's something that is told. That is their game plan. But then Harrison Barnes tries to fight through that second screen. They get the Sabonis switch on Luka. Look, Sabonis is in a defensive stance. It's not awful defense or anything, but when it's Luka Doncic, you have to be so close to him, and this just is not close enough. These guys, they got to make sure that they're fighting through these screens next time they play. So another ball screen. Keegan is supposed to stay with Lively. Sabonis thought maybe he needed to stay with him, so there's a miscommunication there, and he goes, get my guy. Okay, no, you don't. Oh, now I got to recover, come back up. Harrison Barnes is stuck on Luka here. Look how wide open.
That's tough. That's really tough for Sacramento on this play, and this is just something that Dallas kept doing. They were really trying to get Sabonis into action. That was the goal on this play, but this just leads to a big-time breakdown.
These last couple of defensive possessions have been lackadaisical for the Sacramento Kings. I mean, The defensive effort is just not there on this. You come up on Luka, barely a screen is even set. If anything, it's just a slip.
Yeah, he definitely slipped that. There is no real contact. And I get, like, see Sabonis trying to help maybe on the drive there, but, like, there's got to be communication. You can't just allow open shooters. Luka is too good of a passer. Like, you're going to throw a double at him, he's going to pick you apart. And this is just a great play too, because you look, this is an empty side, right? The rest of the Kings defense is on the other side of the floor. There's no one to even help on this. It's just literally up to Keegan and Sabonis here. Breakdown, boom, open three. A guy who hasn't been shooting well from three buries that one. The Kings offense was definitely clunky last night, Morgan.
Yeah, look at them feed Sabonis in the post, right? He's going to work on Lively, which is what exactly you want to see him do, but he doesn't take the right angle on this big. He doesn't have the perfect drop step. You see here, he thinks maybe he's going to get that foul rather than trying to finish the bucket. And you saw the Kings, a lot of their mindsets last night were try and get the foul rather than try and make the bucket first.
Look at how many guys are in the paint right now for Dallas. There's 4 guys, and it was just so nonchalant. And I don't know if it was tired legs, 5 games and 7 nights, but man, that just didn't look good. And then Lively makes a great play. Sacramento loves running a little side pick and roll action with Monk and Sabonis.
Perfect little pocket pass from Malik Monk. Know your personnel. He shouldn't be ever doing that with Alex Len in that situation right there, especially when you have a good Mavs defensive team. But with Sabonis, you can depend on him to go to work and do something there. But the Mavs, they slowed him down. They were physical with him right there. And then he, again, just tried looking for the foul rather than finding a way to battle through and finish.
Side pick and roll here between Fox and Sabonis. Great help by Kyrie.
Sabonis is getting fouled, but it doesn't matter. They're just being physical. And if they are going to be that physical, we've seen Sabonis fight through, taking shots to the face, falling to the ground, getting beat up down low. And it felt like last night against the Mavs, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to try and just get the easy call and go to the free throw line, and he wasn't getting those calls.
And I think in this situation, he's like, I know there are 3 guys on me, but they're all small, so he's going to power through like he's Shaq or something. But again, these players have active hands. They know what Sabonis wants to do here. I would love us to see a situation where there's more decisiveness and off-ball movement. You just see a lot of guys standing around for Sacramento here. This one hurts. This is a close game at the end of the half. Monk makes a hell of a play defensively, but it's what you do on the other end too.
Everyone's rotating together, talking it up. Monk does the right thing, rotates down, makes a perfect block. And then right there, in transition, he tries pushing up the floor with this underhand lazy pass. Mavs in the passing lane there. Keegan then is like, okay, I'm going to drive hard. Someone comes up, tries to pass it back to Monk. Luka in that passing lane. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking right there, but I felt like this was the epitome of what last night's game was against the Kings and Mavs.
Next play late in the first half, Morgan, what popped out to you on this one?
I love the way that De'Aaron notices Luka is coming out. So he's like, okay, I'm going downhill, being aggressive, getting into the paint. He sees his big in that dunker spot and he goes, I'm going to try and dish it to him. Mavs defense says, no, you're not. Their length made everything a problem in that paint.
Yeah, Lively did a great job deflecting that. And that was a turnover.
And I know you've talked about seeing those spray threes, even on a situation like this. You have Keegan on the other side of the floor.
That's a tough play to make.
It is. And that is the thing. It's the length that the Mavs have that keep taking away the vision of the Sacramento Kings once they do get that deep. So you just hope maybe on a game Friday that they don't get that deep in the paint and they get to make the decision more at the high post. Start of the second half, you see that backcourt pressure right away. De'Aaron Fox coming up the court. Keon Ellis tries to set that ball screen. Domas again, just not strong enough with it. Got to give love to the Mavs defense, their activity knocking it away. But at the same time, you look at the Sacramento Kings and just the awareness of where the other bodies are on the floor and the laziness with the basketball, when it's coming from one of your best players, that's going to bleed through everyone else.
And I think that's the other point to bring up here is the Mavs put pressure on Fox all night. They were denying him the ball. It's something that we've seen other teams with length do against Sacramento. The Pelicans have done it this year with success. And then in this game, you could tell. And second half of back-to-back, you want to make someone like De'Aaron Fox work. I felt like he got fatigued as this game went on.
Keon's been great defensively, but take a look at this. When he's on Kyrie, he goes under that screen.
You can't.
No, and you're forcing Sabonis to try and come up and recover in time. I don't know what they're looking for, if they just don't trust their help in their second line of defense underneath. But either way, you got to make sure that you are up into someone's grill, especially when it's Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving here. This is disgusting, Morgan.
So he sees Harrison Barnes come up to help flat-footed and then goes around him, uses a push dribble to go in between HB and Keegan down the middle of the paint. No other help is able to recognize and recover in time. I mean, that's all on your perimeter defense right there, just not doing their job. And Kyrie is just being Kyrie. We know he's going to do this, but that is embarrassing if you are the Sacramento Kings.
Disgusting.
Just a little shovel pass to HB at the top, who goes, okay, I'm going to go strong down the left lane. Almost looks like he travels, and then he just chucks up a shot. He thought he got his defenders to get up there with a little shot fake, which he might have. Their momentum shift was going forward, but he's not even square. And look what he looks right after this play, Deuce. He's on the floor. He's looking at the official. Where's my foul? Where's my foul? Just too much of that, worrying about if you're going to get the call rather than trying to finish the shot first.
And Gafford's second jump on this play is ridiculous. He leaves his feet here, boom, recovers to contest it. It was unbelievable defense by Gafford.
And then look at all those white jerseys down there. No one's crashing, just all along the perimeter.
So this game is starting to get out of control here in the third quarter, and the Kings' offense on this possession was so bad. Now, Dallas' defense is good too, but I felt like the Kings were just indecisive here, bad spacing. What'd you see?
Keegan had that first initial look for three, right? But he wasn't being aggressive early on in the shot clock. I get it. Maybe you want to look for something better. But okay, this Mavs defense is locked in. You try to feed Sabonis, you can't get it to him. Keon, just awful spacing from everyone, and De'Aaron's chilling in this left side corner, right? It's not looking good. You have Harrison Barnes then come all the way over, shot clock winding down. I need to get something, step back, air ball.
This play, Kings get into their offense late, and look, Sabonis is like, I got a mismatch here. Keegan doesn't look to get him the ball. By the time Sabonis gets the ball, there's 5 on the shot clock, and I thought PJ Washington here did a hell of a job pushing Sabonis out of the paint and forcing him out. Now it's late shot clock. Now Sabonis can't do anything. PJ's doing a great job defensively. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, just super strong defense from the Mavs, not only being able to push Domas Sabonis out, but I feel like, again, the length, the passing lanes just being played so well. The effort was there by the Mavs on this defensive possession.
I felt like this game was pretty much over after this play here. Again, the Mavs' length bugged Sacramento. Fox trying to get Lively to commit. He does, but Lively recovers. And again, a paint touch here, but look at how many Mavs are in the paint.
Yeah, good high screen from Domas Sabonis. De'Aaron able to go downhill. And you even look in that mid-range game, and it felt like there was still so many Mavs jerseys. So it's not like De'Aaron could have popped even earlier. So he was like, okay, I'm going to commit and get deeper and deeper into the paint. Lively is just a beast with that length last night, and he really made life so much more difficult for someone like De'Aaron Fox. Now, we have seen De'Aaron go up against length, be able to finish over someone like Anthony Davis as well. So this is something that he just needs to adjust going into Friday. Can he find a way to be more patient, get into a body, turn around, fade away in the paint? Either way, he's got to create that space for himself.
And then transition, Kyrie just makes something happen, no help. He goes downhill, turns on the Jets, bucket. That was the game. The Mavs put on the clinic in this one, and now the Kings have to respawn Friday in a massive matchup. Let us know what stood out to you watching some of these clips back, and give us some keys to the game. Drop comments below, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, the podcast